It was the most popular upset pick of the day. A somewhat inexperienced group with its first road test this season in non-conference play. A trap game, right? For the Missouri Tigers football team, today's matchup with the Toledo Rockets was less of a trap, more of a highlight reel. In just under 2 weeks, no more movie theater stops will be necessary, as you'll be able to find all that Friday night entertainment on the gridiron. We are that close to the start of high school football.
Dyson is there, and game one goes to the first place Kansas City Royals.
And if all Kansas City fans were that incredibly gifted, they'd probably be doing backflips too. Good morning, everyone. I'm Nick Hehemann. Check the standings, put away your phone, slap yourself in the face, and then check again. Nothing will change. The Royals are in first place. But you know who else is ready and a bit desperate? The Kansas City Royals. They are ready, desperate, and currently in position for a playoff berth that hasn't happened in 29 years. Justin Smith, Brian Smith, Alden Smith, and Michael Sam, those are just some of the guys that come to mind when thinking of the greatest pass rushers in Missouri football history. But it's Shane Ray who's on pace to bust through all of their single-season records in 2014, just like he's done to opposing offensive lines every week so far. It only took 1 month. The Royals have made the lead from a team well on its way to an early vacation for the 29th straight year. It's having a nice little cushion of a first-place lead. And can you believe the playoff push actually gets easier from here on out, as 7 of the next 12 series for Kansas City are against teams under 500. If only there were no baseball in July. Then the Royals' chances of making the playoffs would look a little bit better. This decade, Kansas City has won just 42% of its games in the month, a winning percentage better than that of only 4 teams in the majors right now. Usually at this time of year in mid-August, the St. Louis Cardinals are just trying to hang on and build their division lead. On the other hand, the Royals are so far back that KC fans are just setting their alarms for the start of football season. Things have changed in 2014. It's the Cardinals now that are trying to play catch-up in the division. It has been such a rough week for the Missouri Tigers football team that it deserves a slightly new phrase. How about adding injury to insult? For the Missouri football team, meanwhile, Matty Mock is the guy at quarterback this year. There's no question about it. But who will be the backup in case of emergency? KOMU 8's Eric Kelly tells us about the fight for the most crucial non-playing position in football. New stadium renovations and reigning SEC East champions. Fans of the Missouri Tigers football team have to appreciate it all. But with less than 3 weeks until the start of the season, it's the athletes that want to show their appreciation for the community support. The high school football season got underway yesterday. We brought you all the highlights with Friday Night Fever last night. All the highlights except from the Helias Crusaders, who started their 2014 campaign tonight.
First and a ground ball and a second. Wong flips. Game over. Series over. Cardinals win it.
That phrase has now been said a staggering 16 times in my life. Playoff series victories for the St. Louis Cardinals almost seem common, at this point expected, and even ordinary. But their postseason dominance is anything but that. Cards were trying to close out the Dodgers at home yesterday in Game 4, facing probable NL MVP Clayton Kershaw. They roughed him up last time, but he was back to his usual self. Nasty pitch freezes Matt Holliday, and he strikes out the side in the first inning. Good start for Kershaw. In the 6th, with his offense getting going, Juan Uribe comes through with the RBI single. Man, that guy's had a great postseason career. And then Kershaw again later. Still nearly flawless for 2/3 of this game. Strikes out the side once more in the 6th. But all it takes is one big hit sometimes, and that is what Matt Adams provides in the 7th inning. A 3-run jack. Cards take the lead and hold on for the 3-2 victory to finish off the Dodgers and advance to the National League Championship Series. Chiefs trying to become number 24 last night. They hosted the Patriots for Monday Night Football at Arrowhead, and Alex Smith looked good. First quarter, 3rd and 8. He finds Dwayne Bowe across the middle. He goes down to the 3-yard line, and that would set up Jamal Charles. Back from an ankle injury, he squeezes his way into the end zone, and it is 7-0 Kansas City. Second quarter, Smith this time again hooks up with tight end Travis Kelce, and Kelce does the rest. Finds his way all the way inside the 10, 1st and goal. Kelce had 8 catches for 93 yards on the night. Once again, Charles benefiting from the lovely field position, gets his 2nd of 3 touchdowns as he takes the screen pass and dives into the end zone. 14-0 Chiefs. But on the other end, Tom Brady really struggling, this time stripped by Tamba Hali, who then recovers the fumble and this would be a long day for Brady. The future Hall of Famer did not look the part last night. Here he throws a pick to Hussein Abdullah in the 4th, and he takes that one all the way to the house. After racking up 2 more sacks against South Carolina, Ray was named the SEC Defenseman Lineman of the Week yesterday for the 2nd time in 3 weeks. He's now got 8 sacks on the year, easily on pace to break the school record of 11.5 shared by Sam and Alden Smith. And he's got more all by himself than many SEC defenses do altogether. Take a look. That ties him with the total for Arkansas, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. He's also got more than the number 3 team in the country does in Alabama, and he's got South Carolina and Florida beat as well, who both have 6 together. It all started with KC superfan Sung-Woo Lee all the way from South Korea throwing out the first pitch last night. It didn't go well, but he still got to see a great game. Top first, Omar Infante singles. A's right fielder Josh Reddick tries to throw it in unsuccessfully. Jared Dyson with some heads-up base running. Gets to third. He'd end up scoring later in the inning and take another look. He did not learn that in Little League. Alex Gordon has been hot with his bat, meanwhile, for the Royals. But check out his defense here in left field. Makes the diving catch in the 2nd inning. Incredible play. And the Royals at this point still up 1-0. Then, bottom half of the inning, Alcides Escobar hits a laser to center field. That would score Gordon. KC beating the A's 2-0, and that was just the start of a big day for the shortstop, because in the 7th, he hits another liner through the hole with the game tied at 2. This time, it's Nori Aoki being waved around. He scores, and Kansas City takes the lead. And it would be for good, but one last chance for Oakland in the 9th. But Stephen Vogt flies out to Dyson in center field, and here it is, the famous backflip. Make it 8 straight for the Royals. There's Sung-Woo Lee soaking it all in, and with the Detroit loss, the boys in blue are now in 1st place in the AL Central. Cards took their talents to South Beach last night to face the Marlins, and Giancarlo Stanton was on fire. Here's his first homer of the day. This one to the opposite field. The 2-run shot puts the Fish up 2-0 over St. Louis. And then this next one he hits is just ridiculous. 470-foot bomb to left center, his 13th multi-home run game of the year, and that is a Miami team record. Birds trying to get back in this one in the 4th. John Jay lifts this dinger to right field, and that would leave the park and tie the game up at 3 at this point, but not quite enough offense on the day for the Birds. Later, it's 5-3 in the 5th. Matt Adams tries to get something going for the Cards, but Hechevarria makes the incredible play all by himself to turn 2. Check it out again. And St. Louis would go on to lose this game 6-5. They've now lost 4 of their last 6, but are still hanging on to that 2nd wild card spot in the NL. Adam Wainwright takes the mound tonight in Game 2. It's probably a good thing the Missouri Tigers football season isn't for a few more weeks, because at the moment they're a little bit hobbled. 8 guys, including starting safety Braylon Webb and starting right tackle Connor McGovern, will set out the team's first scrimmage this morning at Furrow Field. Coach Pinkel says the injuries are not serious, and he expects the players to be ready for the first game of the year against South Dakota State on August 30th. But for the time being, Pinkel might be looking for anyone to suit up in the scrimmage, maybe even some reporters.
Can you guys pad up? You can help us, though.
I don't know if it helps.
Well, what I'm saying is the most important thing is that we can't do anything about it. It's going to happen, and we all know that. And the most important thing, we're going to have my back. So I can whine and moan and groan all I want about those problems, but we can't do anything about it. The most important thing is get young players ready to play.
Most of the attention has been on football, but there is another Missouri team coming off an incredible year this fall. Mizzou Volleyball is ranked 15th on the American Coaches Association preseason poll that came out yesterday. That's the 2nd best preseason placement for the Tigers in program history and the highest since 2006. The team had a perfect regular season last year and won the SEC title before being bounced in the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament by Purdue. Its 2014 campaign gets underway on August 20th with the annual Black and Gold scrimmage. And that is all for sports today.